Going on there by a few people, getting a bit of fresh air over the front wheel. Need to work on those skills, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like we've got 8 races there. So I'm going to let them disappear up towards you. I'm not sure who got the jump there. It might have been Albert Hall from the middle of the front row. As we get the... we're missing Bruce from this race as well, I've just realised.
It was Albert Hall that had the lead going down in Park Corner for the first time. Did you say Bruce Stone is not there?
Bruce Stone is definitely not there, because I recognise his bike very easily, so I'm not sure what's happened to Bruce. He was going a bit slower than I would have expected in the last race. I don't know if it's accounted for, maybe Bruce out to play and he wanted to give him a bit of a go. So they've all got underway in the 2T5 Open 500 class as well. So Albert, who has spent most of this weekend finishing in 3rd place, or unfortunately the last race, he was in the last race.
Yeah, Sean Crone came past in the lead of that, and it looks like Kate Griffiths maybe tried to have a go up the inside to Park Corner. We will find out in the second when they arrive No, he hasn't made actually. Okay, so it's still the same order as they come down to Mansfield in the Open 500 class.
On the Open 500s, you're going to have some back marks to play with. You can see one of the rookie 600s going at, shall we say, enormous pace in the track day group, is the polite way of saying that. You're right, the leaders in the Open 500s already got quite a bit of a gap for first and second, that is, and that is Phil Crone and Hayden Smith as the leaders in the rookie 600s come across the line, and that is Albert Hall from Tim Rose, from Wright, Ettringham, Morris, Hargreaves, Heaton. So that's his top 7 across the line. He's still going to wait for Aiton to join us, which he usually does. So he'll be the first one. Smith, Crone and company will be arguing with very shortly indeed. Again, we've got a much reduced field in the Open 500s as well. We've got the green light to flash up there of the Hall bench. Not quite sure why, but it's always good to know it's all clear to go. And there we go across the line, Crone over Smith by 1/4 of a second there.
This is up the inside from what I can see. It's not the inside up the top of
okay. All those past you, Sheriff Faber and Lee also come across the line.
They didn't make that stick. Okay, so Crone has held on to that as we come down Park Straight for the second time.
This Earlbeck over the line there on his KTM, so getting his money's worth out of his racing here, that's for sure. A little KTM going out for 2 races in a row. Pushing that busy, and Albert Hall, I think he decided he's had enough of this 3rd place nonsense, this TNF stuff. He wants the gold medal. He's really flying out there. But he's not the quickest on the track though, because looks like Morris has just gone purple in sector 1. But unfortunately, you need to be in 1st place to make that count rather than 5th place. I think Morris did lose 3 places on the opening lap actually, so he's obviously one of those people who did get off the line terribly well. It's very hard to tell, as you well know, that those rookie gets to make it hard to tell them apart sometimes, doesn't it?
Indeed, they're unuseful in the races like we had earlier. They show who elsewhere.
Yeah, you know it. Okay, 140.703 is the opening bid on the flying lap from Albert Hall. The next quickest man is the man who's gone purple in second 2, that's the 141.44 Morris. So he's still in 5th place across the line behind Rose, Wright, Ettringham. Hargreaves and Heaton aren't out of the mix yet, though Heaton has got back quite a few seconds already. So he's one of the ones who may well be becoming a back marker. We've got 5 laps left to go in this race. Sean Crone leads Hayden 5th over the line. A little bit further back from them is the first of the lap 5G, so unfortunately I don't think, well, he's not actually lapped, he's been past, he's on the same lap as those guys. 3rd place is going to go Adam Sheriff. He's got his little T&R worked up very nicely indeed, so he's looking good for a medal there. Then we've got Faber and Damien Lee behind him, and George Prinos is over the line. We've got a little scrap going on behind there between Foss and Harvey actually.
Just jump across to there, mate. Hayden Smith has just got to run down the Park Straight. He's got the outside out-braking move on Sean Crone into Park Corner. I'm not sure if he's going to pull that one off, but we'll find out as they come back into view. Once they come round Chris Kerr, and he hasn't made that stick. Sean Crone has held him off. He doesn't want any two-stroke beating him on that ZX 4RR.
Okay, the other one is it? Yeah,
4RR, exactly right.
Yeah, lovely little quick those. I thought about buying one of those actually.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Funny enough, I was thinking a good friend of mine, a good friend of the Kawasaki dealer, Captain Walker.
Yeah.
And so what we're speculating that actually the price of those will drop very rapidly in the second-hand market, because there'll be a lot of people, middle-aged people like us, or so elderly people like us, going, oh, well, I want one of those, that reminds me of my youth. That was such a good little pocket rocket. And then they'll ride them around and go, actually, these things are really slow compared with like a modern 600 or something like that even. And they'll go, you know what, this is as good as I was hoping it would be. So he was expecting, and so this comes from the Kawasaki there, who knows of what he speaks, expecting there to be a glut of them very quickly, and the second-hand price would fall through the floor. I don't know if that has happened at all, so I thought about what he was saying. I think he has, mate. He came across the line 2/10 of a second behind his rival. He's picking up a good little toe there.
He made it stick this time, and he has made it stick. He must have gone stuck out the inside and run wide on two competitors. Now he's holding on to see if he can keep that ZX4RR behind him as they get to the end of the straight. They're pretty evenly matched, these ones. I've been looking forward to seeing this little competition, to be honest, between these two manufacturers' stroke bikes, because looking at the spec of the 4RR, as we didn't talk about it just now, one of these, the two types, isn't there? There's the road version and then there's this RR version.
That's right.
Like they used to be back in the 80s,
Exactly.
90s with the 400s. They still the road bikes, and everyone was more focused on racing. So they look like to be a close match to a TZ in the right hand, and it's proving to be so.
Got a story of Andy Ball, but I'll recount that when we go back to the waiting end, as we see a fastest first second time for Ketteringham there. And we'll be seeing Ketteringham as he's trying to close the gap to Albert Hall in front of him. He's leaving it a little bit late, but he's got 3 laps left to go, so he might still have a chance of this. Hall hasn't quite managed to dip into the 39s, but Ketteringham has, albeit like by 6/10 of a second, but hey, it doesn't matter, particularly when the guy in front of you is doing 40.2, so 3 laps to go forward, 3 laps to go, so Ketteringham could still overhaul Albert Hall, so he might not be looking quite as safe in the lead as he thought he was. Roche and Wright also going to keep these on those laps, and I think it's because they're trying to have their own little battle there with Morris also in the lead to the 41s as well there. So Smith, as you say, taking over the lead now, and goes past
And just does his fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
And so does Crone. So Crone hasn't given up on this, and it looks that way because the gap is that much bigger as they go down the Park Straight here.
Damien Lee across the line there, and yet they're putting the slow 600 here behind them as well, as is Peter and Bainborough. Still on the same lap as the leaders, of course. That's the advantage of having the head start and the split grid. But I think the top 600s are coming very rapidly indeed. Let's see, he's doing well in the first half there again. Ketteringham looking good. Tell you, we're going to keep an eye on this battle, mate, because this could well be going down to the wire. They're going to come across the line now. There's going to be 2 laps left. Right, here comes Albert Hall. Yeah. But he's across the line now, and he does a 40.7. Behind him with a 39.8. So basically a second faster. That is going to be Ian Ketteringham. So he's got the gap down to 1.8 seconds, going a second quicker, and there's 2 laps left in the race. So if you do the math, as our American friends like to say, it's looking good for Ketteringham, of course. Stop.
No, screen one update.
What a modern problem. First there, mate. Right, Morris ahead of Wright as well that time round too.
No, 67, yeah, he's right, mate. 1.8 to the glass, but you never know.
Well, it's going to all the way back on. Well, actually, 0.9 of a second now. I analyse it a little bit closer. So actually, 1.8 seconds, you're going 0.9 trigger, but you could be side by side across the line. So there's a theory about it. We're not running the handicap race. We're not Dave Stewart. Do you ever do one of the handicap races that they used to entertain us with?
Well, it's funny, you give me a trophy at the Ricard trophy.
Oh, the Ricard trophy, yeah, that's still presented at the annual TV Rods. Yes, fair enough. Right, I'll tell you what, we have another little scrap going on here as well, because Damien Lee is catching Adam Sheriff at a great rate of knots. That is actually
action.
Yeah, that is actually for second. That's for second in the Open 500 two-stroke division as well.
With no Bruce Dunn in the field.
Yeah. Well, medals up for grab. The BC Damien went 1.2 seconds quicker that particular lap over Adam, and he's only a second behind, so they'll be up in June now. I think
well,
we'll be able to see that.
Second behind now, that's got to be about 0.6.
Okay, I tell you what, the gap is close, mate. You're going to see this one very shortly because they've just gone up through Coppers. That's the whole Kettering battle. It's down to 0.3 of a second. So he's pulled a second and a half out of it. Kettering went out.
He gets the best drive out of here. And it does look like Ketteringham has got the better drive there. Sorry, Morris got the better drive there, but
I hope
not
Hall.
enough.
We'll wait and see. So Hall and Kettering are sharp end we need to worry about there, mate. Morris is in third place, but he's 7 seconds back. He's arguing with right. Roche has lost that badly. No, so it gets kind of confusing with your invest, mate, doesn't it?
And I have my feet in the wrong place.
Okay. No problem at all. Keep an eye on that Sheriff and lead that.
There is an outbreak down into Mansfield, and the timing is perfect. If he makes this stick, then he's got the back markers right in front of him. As we said before, if you get to the back markers first, you've got a better chance of getting through them and then leaving the debris, not necessarily real debris, but the riders that are going all over the place from the back markers.
Okay, I've got four, I don't know if I've got two back markers or I've got four buttons. It's very confusing here. I think it's the two black bikes you've got first, the first back marker. I'm not quite sure what the order is, they both look quite black. Okay, well, we're going to have to leave the timing screen to do all the hard work here. Nobody doing any purples, there's some very quick split times in the first half. They're all yellow. Right, well, Sheriff and Lee have come across the line half a second apart. Right, here comes the Argra then in the open 600 plus, he's rookie, and he's seeing Ketteringham, who does indeed take the win by 0.5, but followed out, but Hall's going to settle for second as the checker flag goes out to the rest of them. It's Morris ahead of Roche, who overcomes right at the end of the race. Next across the line will be Heaton, and then Hargreaves finishes in the 7th place. Now we're waiting for the next bit of the battle here, which will be Smith, who should beat Crone over the line, and then who will settle Sheriff and Lee.
Well, David Lee is right on the shoulder, as we come down to Mansfield. So, he's just not happening close enough to do that at Mansfield, so we've got the chicane before they come back. He's got the potential overtaking here, not in the bottom of the mountain, but he's close enough through Hall Bend and into the hairpin.
You're going to have difficulties to overtake through there, though. That track is good. I mean, it's all that one line thing, but it really is one line particularly through the Hall Bend. You've got to go really early and punch your way through. And I think self-preservation, no disrespect to Damien Lee, but he's more of the self-preservation age than the suicide squad age. I think is probably the best way to describe that. Damien knows I'm not doing him a good service there, that's for sure. It will be Smith who's taken the win. So where has Crone gone? Not sure where Crone has gone. I tell you what, we've got the slipstream. Here we go. Perfectly timed by Damien Lee. So Adam Sheriff, well, he's still going to get the medal for his trouble. Yeah. But nonetheless, it's an extra 4 points for Mr. Lee. Timed that absolutely perfectly. Really did. That's the way to do it. Does his fastest lap on the last lap of the race. And his fastest lap was, hang on, anyway, it doesn't matter. He did it at exactly the right moment. So well done, Damien Lee. It was fastest, actually it was fastest lap of the pair of them. It's just that Lee went 0.6 of a second quicker than Sheriff. So George Prenos is